Out of all the other reasons for his removal I'm going to be listing here today, this is the main reason for him getting kicked out of the band. And I may or may not allegedly have knowledge or access to an audio recording of the whole conversation.
Just note it, because there's a lot there with him, and I'm not trying to rekindle an old like hatred that was once there, you know, but what happened basically was since he joined, there was always red flags about him lying, and he would always just lie about pointless stuff, like, oh hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, probably gonna go do this, that, and the other, and it's like, he would say shit that he would try to make himself sound cooler than he really was, like, yeah, I'll probably go like club, and probably go drink a little bit, and we're like, well, you can't, so you're not old enough, but whatever. At the time he joined, he was like 20 or whatever. So pretty much it was just him lying in the beginning about small stuff, and we're like, so how long have you been playing bass? Oh, probably about 2 years, and you know, we're like, cool, yeah, whatever. And then as the road went down, he was like, yeah, I've been playing for like 4 years, and we're like, what do you mean? That's just 2 years. And so there was just little tiny lies like that really made no sense. And then it got to the bigger stuff when me and my girlfriend started dating. But yeah, he would just lie about pointless shit. And that didn't really even matter, but it was just all the lies he was saying. And eventually, once me and my lady got together, it became a bigger deal because he was lying about bigger stuff, like how she was trying to sleep with him and how they dated for 2 years before we started getting together. And he never told me this stuff. He told everybody else this. So he was making up rumors that my girlfriend was essentially just cheating on me with him all the time. And I'm like, are you serious, dude? Like, is this how low you're gonna get? And then as the band progressed, as we started getting better shows, he was telling people, yeah, I make a bunch of money doing this, and you know, when we sell shirts, that actually the money goes to me, and he's telling people this. Sorry, there's a lot to this story, and I'm trying to do condensed version, but yeah, once we started kind of getting better shows, he was saying how he's making the money, and him and Nate, our drummer, were gonna kick me and Hunter out, and he was telling people that just to look cool, and it was just like a kid trying to look cool for people, you know, which is really cringy. And eventually he started talking to minors. That's the big one that I'll get into here in a second. So in like the scheme of things, his lies don't really sound like the worst thing in the world to be kicked out for. Like, oh, he lied about a couple things, but it started getting bad when he was saying he was making the money, he's kicking us out, he's, you know, this, that, and the other, XYZ. He was claiming to write all of our songs, which, I'm gonna be honest with you, he very seldom contributed on account of his ideas were very, again, it's not a bad thing, but it's just one of those things that didn't really fit for us. We're very pentatonic on the 5 and the 7, and we're like, hey man, like, we're trying to do other crazy shit that really doesn't tickle our fancy. And it was just, like, in the beginning, just dumb shit like that, you know? But then he started talking to a girl, and we're like, oh, cool, man, great. And this is before he started talking to children. He was claiming to have, like, 8 blowjobs behind the stage, saying how she's such a whore, she puts out for him all the time, and then we met up with her, like, not met up with her, but saw her, and we're like, yeah, Robbie's saying this shit about you. He's like, that's not true. I never kissed him, never touched him. I didn't even want to be with him, but I was. And sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, but there's a lot to unpack here. But the big thing that we were like, hey, you're a piece of shit, get out of the band, which I will admit I did say on account of he was talking to minors. I feel like that's pretty fair. So yeah, he started talking to this girl, and we're like, how old is she? 17? Okay, buddy, what? Are you serious? Yeah, she just turned 17. We're like, okay. Are you fucking with us right now? He's like, no, dude. And we're like, dude, you can't do that. That's illegal. And he was like, well, it's what? And he was just making an excuse, and we're like, no, that's not okay. That's very bad. And he was like begging her for sex and all that, and saying like, if there was somebody that I would lose my virginity to, I want it to be you. I need you, this, that, and the other, and just crazy shit like that. And we're like, bro, like, this is not okay. And he was like, yeah, dude. And then we talked to him later. About it. And he's like, oh yeah, I ended it with her. I have a new girlfriend now. And we're like, who? Oh, she's this, that, and the other. She's in college. How old is she? 17. We're like, dude, get away from the minors. And in the moment, it was much more intense because having it been a year, I've forgotten some details. But the main details were he was talking to minors, begging for sex. When him and that second minor broke up, he was stalking her at COS, trying to basically find her and talk to her again. He was making up rumors about my lady, talking shit about the whole band behind our back, making people very uncomfortable to be around, because I don't care what people do with their bodies. You know, if there's a gay dude, right? Like, I'm not gonna care. Some people have different views, and I can respect that as long as you're not an asshole, you know? Like, he was an asshole. We'd be in public playing shows, and we'd get people come to, hey, you guys sound super tight, you know, you're doing real good, whatever. And Robbie, if they were gay, they'd walk away, what the fuck, he'd be all, what the fuck is that thing? That's fucked up. And he'd just make comments like that. And like I said, if you don't support that stuff, and it's just, hey, I don't agree with it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know, because you're not being disrespectful or hurtful. You just have a different opinion. But he was disrespectful and hurtful, and would just degrade people, and then just walk away like it was okay. So that's kind of just a quick little recap of it. It makes a little bit more sense as to why he was kicked out, and there's no way that he would ever admit to those things, so I figured it was like he was talking shit about us and all that nonsense. Perspective on everything. And then his dad threatened to kill me at Barrel House. He saw me, and he was like, oh, how you doing, Douglas? I said, oh, I'm good. He goes, yeah? I was like, yeah, I'm living, you know? He goes, oh, for now. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he got all pissed and tried to come at me, but his wife had to pull him back, and I just walked away. So, and his dad was like, when we told him about everything, he was like, oh, well, you know, we've all been there. And we're like, no, we have not all been there. We have not all begged children for sex. But whatever, dude. And that's when we realized it was a lost cause, and we kicked him out.